Thomas. Do you mind if I do start with another question about Fabio? If he does leave, does that affect your plans for January? It seems so close to the window.
I think, again, it's one of these, a lot of rumours out there, which I'm not really commenting on, players, staff, directors. So, again, it's not for me to have a decision on.
No, I know. But what I wondered is, are your January plans robust enough to survive one of the two sporting directors leaving?
Yeah, I would say right now, Fabio and Johan is here. That's what I relate to. That's what I'm focusing on.
Dave?
I just wanted to take you back to your first job. You've already touched on it with Bromby. And when you got to the winter break, I suppose we'd say in Denmark rather than Christmas, but the results had been a bit sticky, really. And do you remember in that first half of the season at Bromby? And then they improved significantly in the second half of the season. I just wonder if that is a parallel that you talk about the parallels between the two jobs here and there, whether that's something that, I don't know, gives you hope or gives you some, I don't know, if it's an interesting thing to...
No, I think it's, I think I said it before, both in Brøndby and Brentford actually. Brøndby, I didn't win the first 8 games and then we were unbeaten in 9. In Brentford, we won, but we lost 8 out of 10 games and then we were unbeaten in 10. So I'm convinced we will see a similar pattern here. Not in doubt of that, because I know how to make a competitive team, and we will make a very competitive team here as well. I'm not in doubt of that. To make it a little bit more complex here is the amount of games we are playing. How can you say, with rotations and physical load and mental load that just impact a team, and especially if a team not used to do that week in, week out.
Thomas,
Yeah.
we often hear that winning becomes a habit. Does losing become a habit as well? And I ask that because before you got here, there was obviously a significant period where losing in the league became accepted because of what the club were doing in the Europa League. And it feels like maybe losing is a bit easy or a bit of a habit.
I think I definitely think there can be habits that can go both ways. There's good habits and bad habits, and of course winning is a good habit and losing is a bad habit. But underneath that is the habit of every player, every staff member. How do you react when there is setbacks, as I talk about in games, and that's something we are really working very, very hard on, and that's something that I actually also think we have dealt okay in the same beginnings. I think, for example, the Brighton away game is easily a game where, as I understood it the year before, maybe would have lost bigger than, or would have lost it. Now we came back and got 2-2. I think that was a good example. There was a Bodø away, also, for example, that's a good example. So there's bits that are going in the right way, and then of course there's a lot of we're definitely not consistent enough to do that every 3 or 4th day, and that's no matter how much I hate saying it's just an ongoing thing we need to work on. And so, and that is small bits with habits for a player. As you want a player to do recovery runs 10 out of 10 times, and he does it 5 out of 10 times. It's not doing like this, and then it'd be 10 out of 10 times. It would be maybe 5.5, 6, 6.5, 7. So that's how it works, as an example.
Yeah, and you're talking about sort of Christmas plans and things before. Can I check something with you? I'd heard that some of the coaching staff were due to go to the darts and cancelled it after the Liverpool defeat.
I don't know.
I might be wrong on that. I wondered whether that's born out of something whereby as a club and as a staff you have to be careful about how you look like you're behaving and sort of celebrating when the club's doing badly, and whether that's a bit of a shame.
Yeah, I don't know about this. I was not going to the dart, but I didn't get the invite, yeah. Unfortunately, I was invited. I understand it. I understand, by the way, I don't know anything about it. I understand the perception of if things not going right, that you need to be aware how the public perception is. But I also think sometimes if you are a top professional, what's the difference between going to the theatre or going to dart? If you do something in spare time where you clear your mind. So that I can only speak for myself. I trust myself to make good decision there, and others to make good decision. That we need headspace sometimes and generate energy again, and we're all a little bit different. But I expect people to meet in early and do their work and do everything they need to do.
Tom. Hi Thomas. Speaking of headspace, you said last week that you working 24/7 and you never thought more about football than you are right now. Just wondering, how are you sleeping at night? You're thinking about it all the time? Is tactics coming to you at 3 a.m. in the morning? What's it like to be Thomas Frank at the moment when you're thinking about football more than you've ever felt?
The good thing is, I've always been a good sleeper, so I think that's helpful. But of course, you can just feel that the thoughts are just underneath you. Sometimes we all experience that with work. Probably you guys in the job as well. There's just some nights you just think, oh, the underlying is just these thoughts going, and there's just more. They've been in a long time because there's a lot of things to to sort out. We want to be successful, we want to be consistent, and there's all small different bits we like to improve. So I think that's part of it, and I think it's completely open and transparent. It's also clear we are searching to find a very consistent, competitive team week in, week out. And when you get small setbacks and don't get the right response, you try something new, or you stick to it. So that's the bit. It's just it's normal. It's not the first time in my career I haven't found the team just instantly, but it's coming over time. So I know it'll come. Hopefully quicker, probably sooner rather than later.
Can I ask about Lucas Bergvall? Because obviously with Xavi being suspended, he'd be one of the obvious candidates to step up creatively. It feels like he's played a few different midfield positions, and even at his age, we're still sort of wondering what kind of midfielder he's going to be. Is there anyone particular that you work with, or somebody you've seen or come up against that he reminds you of?
I think Lucas is very talented, and I think he will end as what we will call an 8, in my opinion. And that's what I think he will end. But who knows? I think he's more than capable to play a 10, for example, or he can play a more midfield role from the side as he did against Liverpool. And I think he's a player that use in different roles, which I think is hugely beneficial and is hugely important to have that player that he can run in behind. He's very good at pressing. He's good on the ball. He can drive forward the ball. So you need different types. And for example, against Liverpool, we knew they came with at least 4, maybe 5 midfielders. In the end, they came with 5 midfielders. So we didn't have an extra midfielder. The way he defended the first 30 minutes, I think, was a big reason why I felt we was slightly on top in those 30 minutes. I think it's a big reason of that, instead of we played with 2, let's say, main wingers. And to have a player like him that can be that flexible, I think is very important. And then over time, he'll fall into a more, fixed position, where it's completely normal for a young player that maybe play a different position. And to be that flexible, I think it's huge boost. Look at Szoboszlai. I think we all think is one of the best midfielders in the league. He's playing 10, 8, 6, right back, right winger, 9, centre back. So maybe not 9 and centre back, but he played all the other roles, and it's very important to have a player like that.
You mentioned before when you were talking about Archie Gray a while earlier this season, you said it reminds you of his skill set similar to Rodri. I remember you talking about Van der Ven, you talked about Danny Agger a bit differently. You just mentioned Szoboszlai with Bergvall. Is there a similarity there? Is anyone else that comes to mind?
I think that's maybe the one, just when you ask me when I'm on the spot here, because both of them has fantastic running power. Both of them drive with the ball, I don't know Soboslai looks from the outside. He's a good personality. Lucas is a great personality, great character. I think he is a big part of the future we try to create here.
And just lastly, obviously the January window's just around the corner. When it comes to anyone you might sign, how important is it that that player is totally sold on the Spurs project and your project?
Key in every aspect. They need to be fully committed. Any player we sign needs to be fully committed on the project. No doubt about that. So yeah, very important.
Well, in that sense, if you sense in negotiations over any particular player that they're not completely sold, would you just walk away straight?
Yeah, not in doubt. I think characters for me, as I said many times, is the most important thing, and I need to buy into so we are aligned. That makes it easier for me to say, hey, remember the bit I said about this. Yeah, you do. Then it's a little bit easier to have consequences.
Okay, thank you very much.
Thank you, guys.
Thank you.
Yeah, thank you likewise. Okay.
See you soon.
See you soon. Yeah.